Hey guys, welcome back to another video. So in today's video, we have an iPhone 4S that's in need of a screen replacement. Now the device does turn on, its iCloud unlocked, all of that is fine, everything works well. Even the cracked display also does work. However, it's pretty badly smashed and it's also missing a home button. So I've got a brand new display right here. I've not yet tested it out since I've not yet opened the device, so but we will be doing that today. But now I'll just run through the procedure of the screen replacement for the 4S. It's really simple. Now to get the phone open, you have two pentalobe screws right here at the bottom. So with a pentalobe screwdriver, get those two screws out and you'll be able to slide the rear glass panel on top. Once you do that, it's really easy to just slowly pull out the rear glass panel. Don't worry, there's nothing attached to it. So once you do that, just keep all of your parts really well organized. As you can see, I have kept those two pentalobe screws right there, the rear glass panel right here. Just make sure before you begin the repair that you are going to organize all of your screws, because the iPhone 4S, it's pretty complicated to replace the display since you got to get all of the parts out. I mean, you got to get out the camera, the motherboard, the dock connector, even the battery, because you will need to access the four screws on the sides of the device to get that screen free. So make sure you guys do a really good job identifying and sorting out your screws, because you do not want to put in the wrong screw in a different position. So let's begin. The first step after getting off the back glass panel is we got to remove these two screws again for the connector, as well as four screws for this metal plate. Once you do that, also remove these two screws around here to disconnect the battery. It's very crucial you disconnect the battery first before doing anything, just to be safe and so that you don't fry the board or anything else. So I'll do that and get back. Okay, so I've done a ton of stuff already. So after you remove all the brackets, the next thing you got to do is you got to disconnect all of the cables and start removing the screws that hold in the motherboard. So you have a few crucial screws, the one right here, then there's another one over here on the left. You have one here and one here. As you can see, they are marked in these golden tabs. So those are the four crucial screws that hold in the motherboard. Be extremely careful, do not force anything out at all. Also, those of you who have never opened a 4S at all, there is one little screw over here. It's actually not a golden pad, but there is one screw that goes in right here. And for 4Ss that have never been opened, there's usually a kind of black tape that sits upon the screw. So you actually, there are chances that you could miss it. So be extremely careful, do not pull out the board, because if you bend the board in any way, you could damage these internal components and destroy the entire motherboard. So be extremely careful. There is a little bit of black tape right above the screw right here, which is right next to the display connector. So be extremely careful and remember that. Those of you who have opened your 4Ss before, most probably that black tape would have been removed, but just make sure you remember that. So after the board is out, just again, organize your screws. Likewise, next you'll have to also remove the speaker over here. So you have four screws, again, organize them. Likewise, the vibration motor also does come out. Now this is not such a big deal. It just sits right here and it's held on with one screw. All you have to do is pull out the screw and then with the pry tool remove the vibration motor. It just held on with an adhesive. Also, don't forget to pull out the camera and the SIM card. Now once you've done pulling out all these components, it's now time to start start loosening the screws and getting that display free. So to begin, we have three screws on each side. As you can see, these screws right there. Now these screws are slightly different. They have washers along with them, so make sure you do not lose the washers. So undo these screws on this side, three on the other side as well. Once you do that, you have four little screws in the corners, 1, 2, 3, and 4. Once you do undo all the four screws and the three screws on each side, the display will slowly come out. So I'm going to do that and pull out the display and I'll get back. All right, so I've got the cracked display out of the phone. Now, as I said before, guys, you will have to undo these 6 screws on either side of the phone. They do have washers, so again, do be quite careful with them so you don't lose them. and the other screws on 4 sides of the device. Again, after that's done, you will be able to pull out the display, and gradually, as the display ribbon cables do go through here, so be extremely careful, don't pull them out, do it really carefully, and then that's it. The display is out, and now it's time to put in the brand new display and reassemble the entire 4S. Alright guys, so all assembled, I fixed up the whole phone, everything's buttoned up, and the display is also working, so that's great. Now in terms of the display, I'm pretty happy with the quality. It's still nice and vibrant. As you can see, the viewing angles aren't that great. However, it's still doing pretty well. And yes, the display is completely working, no issues whatsoever. Touch works, just move some icons, all 4 sides of the display, and it's all working. So the display is doing really well. So now all that's left is one really simple thing. Just pull out that screen protector, and that is it. There it is, the iPhone 4S screen replacement. It went on pretty well, but when you do it the first time, yes, you will take some time, but I'm pretty happy the way it turned out. So there it is, the iPhone 4S is ready.